It's shaping up to be a great Saturday. Good morning, everyone. I can't say it's going to stay dry the entire weekend, but the cooler temperatures are certainly welcome. Talk about whether we can hang on to the cool temperatures, and also what about the additional rain? It's going to come on Sunday. I'll tell you how much we're going to get in the Ozarks and where.
Here's a look at the anticipated rainfall. This, I think, will begin later on Sunday afternoon and go through Sunday night for many of us. This is a nice spring rain in the Ozarks. It's not going to be accompanied by severe weather. I don't think it'll cause any flash flooding problems. It's distributed very nicely. We're talking about perhaps as much as an inch of rain on average in this area right here. This is basically the 1 inch area. And it looks like it's focusing north and northwest of Springfield. Not an area that needs the rain the most over the long term, but still, this time of year, May and June are supposed to be our wettest time. It's needed in the area. Zooming in a little bit more, you can see exactly where that's headed, Springfield on the bottom right-hand corner. So this heavier rain is Stockton Lake, Truman Reservoir, Lake of the Ozarks, Palm de Terre. So you're talking about the heaviest rains around Nevada in that area, and also other cities like Stockton and Greenfield and Warsaw. All, on average, could get as much as an inch of rain. Locally heavier amounts in some of the thunderstorm clusters.
We have some clouds in eastern Missouri this morning. Not too bad. That's this area right here. That'll be getting on out. Nothing is really concerning me upstream in this area here. No disturbances, at least not yet. We'll talk about one here in a minute, but everything is looking good. And by the way, these are the upper level winds that are flowing along like this, the steering currents, if you will. And I'll tell you how those are going to change here over the next couple of days shortly. But let's take a look at our temperature pattern here. And we'll turn these on. We're looking at 70s, mid-60s actually, where the orange color is, and then 70s after that. So it looks pretty good. We'll get into the 70s here this afternoon. It looks like a really good Saturday. So we want to investigate why it's going to rain on Sunday. This is the upper level flow. I show this to you quite a bit. And when I do show you this, the wind is assumed to be flowing along these channels, usually from west to east like this. So you can kind of fill that in when I show this to you later. And the overall flow does two things. It determines your overall temperature pattern, which is cooler now because these winds are out of the northwest. It's not always true. It depends on what air it's tapping, but it's usually true. And then we're looking for disturbances in the upper atmosphere. That's what helps to produce the rain. So what I can do is time step through this, and you'll notice out in Kansas, right about there, for instance, we are starting to show a little disturbance in the atmosphere. Trough of low pressure marked by a little dip in that flow, and these colors kind of show you where the might be the center of the spin or the disturbance. And then you time step this some more, and this actually approaches the Ozarks by Sunday afternoon. So right there, and that's why, by the way, the rainfall is being projected in this area to be the heaviest, because it's out ahead of this lift, which is what takes humidity and converts it ultimately into clouds and precipitation. And then this basically gets on out of here. If we time step it even more, and then after a while I just kind of zoom out here so I can show you the overall picture. And what happens is a big ridge of high pressure eventually develops in the atmosphere. That's this feature here. And this is what's going to bring warmth back to the central United States again, while the east stays kind of cool, and a big storm comes into the northwest, which will, I don't know if we're going to get a piece of that or not, but it does look like we're going to warm up pretty quickly here by next week. Are we going to stay cool? Well, tomorrow morning, close, but with clouds rolling in, it may not be as cool as that one model wants to put us there, that blue line. I think it'll be a little warmer tomorrow morning, maybe out east, down close to 50 degrees tomorrow morning. And the temperature pattern warms through the weekday here through Monday. I'll show you a detailed view of that in a minute. Also leveling off somewhat next edge of a cool front. Here's a close-up temperature look here today. Upper 70s, close to 80. Sunday, very much regulated by approaching clouds and showers and a couple storms. And then Monday, this rain is not a cool front, so it actually will recover quite nicely on Monday and probably be the warmest of the next 3 days. As far as the precipitation, one good batch seems to be coming our way, beginning on Sunday and ending early Monday. Some disagreement as to exactly when it will start and stop. But here's one closer look at some of the computer models and what they're projecting here. And it may begin as early as noon Sunday. This is all for Springfield. It'll begin earlier northwest of us, and then pick up and just kind of gradually accumulate through Monday early, with this projection having Springfield's total perhaps up around 3/4 of an inch precipitation, and then it ends Monday in the afternoon. Here's May in review, by the way, and even though we got a hurrah there in precipitation on the last day, 1.63, still wasn't enough to bring us up to normal. And the total precipitation on the left there shows everybody got rain, but it was definitely more generous along the I-44 corridor there, and then west from Springfield to Joplin. Everybody was below normal. That's the map on the right, orange, yellow shades indicating below normal conditions, driest in northwest and north central Arkansas. Temperatures, of course, very warm back in May. 3 real distinct warm bursts with 80s all over the place. And then, of course, we had that incredible heat over the Memorial Day weekend with 3 record highs in a row, 93, 91, and 90, and then a big cool-off, of course. So the temperature ended up about 4.8 degrees above normal on precipitation, even though our total ended up being 3.44. That was still about 1.5 inches shy. And then the temperature projection for the next several days through June 10th still shows us above normal. Doesn't mean we'll be hot necessarily, but above the seasonal normals through probably the following weekend.